On AP. Hotspot. What's going on, guys? Come on, wherever you are. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Everything's let's go. Chime in. Mr. Cope. Snickety pick, snickety pick. Negotiations. Mag.
What's up?
What's going on, my brother? Can you hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
Perfect. I hear you perfectly, man.
Yeah,
What's on, man? How's your week?
good. I mean, I've been doing cold calling as much as I can.
Okay.
Um, I think you see I've been getting better, right? On this.
Yeah, yeah. You've been getting better. Uh, one of the things that I like I tell you, don't try to question too much the client because they start getting hesitant. Not hesitant, but like suspicious. Uh, what was I gonna tell you? But yeah, overall, you're doing much better. Again, keep it simple. Hey, my name is Mag. Yeah, my boss sent you a letter. Who's your boss? This is Robert. Again, you can also say a name that's more common and more fluent for you to say. It doesn't matter. Um, and yeah, again, just build that conversation, kind of like what's called style, as far as the
Yeah,
the level of the voices, and you're good, man. Again, as long as they hear you out, and that's one of the hardest things that people don't know how to do is having people actually hear them out, and that's where the pattern it up works so good.
yeah. Did you that guy haven't called you back, huh?
I called him that day. I texted him. I called him yesterday. I called him today this morning. He didn't answer me yet. I texted him again. I did add the other lady to the Podio. So actually, I switched from Podio because I was like, Podio, it's good, um, but there's issues with what's it called? Um, I have to transfer the account from Podio to the dialer to dial and the texter to text. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do if I can just bring it all into REI Reply. And I want to
Oh,
make you a user of REI Reply
okay.
under my account so you can call your dials from there. Those are more like single dials, people that you already talked to, that you don't have to blast all of them to get one answer. These are
Okay.
people that they already are in conversation to you. And yeah,
Yeah.
I have 6 users right now. I have 6 phone lines. So I'll add you one. Um, and then yeah, what I'll add, I'll add you one. I can even add an extra one, but with a 210 number, so people can answer it more often. Because do you? I know there was one where the lady was questioning you. Are you from the valley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, they still answer. But again, the simple. Yeah, I'm not from the valley. My boss, he's all over Texas. I can super quickly and back to asking the questions about the house.
Right. Right. Yeah. And did you resolve the problem with Twilio? I think they were charging you a lot.
Oh, they're still charging me. They're giving me. I was telling them, you know what? Either you do, because I sent them the request a CSV to pull out the CSV and then add it, and he's like, and then they sent me supposedly a resolution saying, well, we pulled the final cost, we added it up, and it works. I was like, that's not what I was asking you. Of course, you on the finishing part, it does say that you charge me this much and it adds up, but when you pull the CSVs, it doesn't. When you actually download the CSVs and actually go line by line item,
Hmm.
and he's like, well, we saw it and we're okay with the charges. Okay, you know what? Either you resolve this, or I'll get into my American Express. I'll dispute all the charges, and then now you have to literally show them the evidence that you don't want to show me.
Oh shit. Oh yeah. America Express is good, right, on this shit.
Yeah, American Express, they'll give you credit like within an hour. As soon as they get the dispute and they see it, they'll credit your account back.
And you put the American Express card in there.
Yeah,
That's smart.
yeah. That's again, that's they don't fuck around. But yeah, because
Why you
last
didn't do PayPal?
Well, it's through PayPal, but under the American Express.
Oh, okay. So why don't you go with PayPal then?
Because PayPal is good, but no. To Tulio, you can't go through PayPal. You have to actually put a card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I put the Mex.
Good. Yeah.
And I told him that I'll show you the screenshot where it says either you justify. I don't mind because last month in June it was like $1,100, and July was like $1,300,
Yeah.
and I'm probably this month is gonna be probably close to the same, but it hasn't ended. So like I don't care if it is perfect, but just let me know that, just verify that it is the charges that you're telling me.
Yeah. For some reason, man, Twilio is charging a lot of money now. I don't know why.
Yeah, there was again, and I don't know people. And the thing about that, they try to make it real difficult for you to actually validate the charges because they make you, if you let's say like they were saying that I blasted, I think it was last month almost 100,000 numbers, right?
Mm.
But you can't pull a list of the whole CSV all at once. You have to literally have to chop it up. I think the max that you can pull at once in the CSV is 2,500 numbers. So you have to literally pull them all individually and then try to add them up.
Oh,
But again, it works. Again, I got a few deals from there. So again, I don't mind it. Just want to make sure that the charges are validated.
yeah. I agree.
But yeah, my man. Again, it's working. Again, I've been getting what's it called deals from our reply just by texting. So it works. I just want to make sure that it. And right now, my next step that I'm pretty like 80% into it is transferring everything under our reply.
Hmm.
So that'll work because I was gonna try to get a what's it called a smartphone which patches to, well, a smartphone is another service provider by itself, and then in Pody you have to upgrade it to like the membership one so you can get the automation, and then you gotta patch it to the other dialer. I was like, well, what if I can just put in? I was like, I already have the capacity, and not I reply. It's just a matter of just transferring over. So I exported all my leads from Podio and then transfer them over to what's it called, a reply, and find a way how do I can follow up on a daily basis. So I was able to do the tags and everything. But yeah, it works, man. So that lead from San Antonio again, that one that you told me again, it's good. Just a matter of him just following up until he answers me. I texted him. I asked him if he already moved to his new location because that's what you had said on the call.
Yeah.
So it's just to create a similarity as far as the conversation goes, and I'll just wait for him to answer back and see what happens there.
We gotta close the deal, man.
Yeah, again, keep on dialing. Again, those that list that you're working. Again, there's deals there, man.
No, this one, yeah. The other one that you gave me, the San Antonio one, was really bad, man.
Well, it's the same.
It's the same.
Same. It's just
This
you have.
one, this one has a mix of Alabama list too.
Yeah, it's on. What I did is just I since I have a big list. I just did through Excel call. I just filtered calls that we numbers that we never dialed, so they're freshly like we never dialed those numbers, so we're hitting those now. But I think what you're doing better is you're getting better at the conversation,
Yeah.
and at least people are hearing you out. And if once they hear you out, then again you're good.
The more, like you said, the more conversations you do, the better.
Yeah, and again, you want people to hear you out because that those first 5 6 seconds before they hang up is the value. So when you pattern interrupt them, then they're like, okay, they're hearing you out, even though they don't want to. They're hearing you out because they're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah. And the I want to get. I'm trying to get like for my local market here, like um I'm gonna get like an Android phone, and then I'm gonna put Mighty Text on it so they can follow up for me. Mighty
Yeah,
Text sends out 17 texts at once, right? You said.
20 texts at once,
Okay,
individual.
20. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Now remember, just make sure that it's an Android phone. It can be any kind of number. Just make sure that you put it on an Android phone.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to figure. I'm trying to get here.
I don't know. Do you have like do you have Cricket in your area?
Cricket?
Yeah,
No. What is that?
yeah. You know, it's service provider for telephone.
Is it cheaper?
Yeah, I paid for that one was like what was it like $20 a month.
Have you heard about Mint? Mint Mobile?
Yeah, that's the one I have right now through my other phone, Mint Mobile.
Is it better? Is the service good?
It's good. Yeah, it's $15 a month. I think $15. Yeah, $15 for 3 gigabytes. Um, and it works. It works as long as it's Mighty Text and it's Android. It should be able to work.
I will do that. I'll keep you posted how it goes.
Yeah, you should be getting also the door hangers in
Hmm.
about let's say the 23rd, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. I wanna hang those things up and see what kind of deals we get.
Yeah, man. It's just a matter what you're gonna do is map the areas again. You're gonna first see the areas where people are buying, and then you're gonna map them, and then let's say there's 300 areas, 300 what's it called, 300 houses in that area. If you have 1,500, that means you can hit them 5 times for 5 months. Every month for 5 months, you hit them. You do the whole neighborhood.
The so when you say map the area, do I do like do I look for cash buyers like the list source to
Yeah,
see?
the list source hack to know
Yeah.
what's or you can again once it comes down to learning your market, you'll know which areas are the ones where people are currently buying and which areas are where people are actually going to start buying. Like in my area, uh, south of my area, there was a new Walmart that was developed, and then there was a new Chili's, which is like a restaurant. So then now that area it started getting hot because here in my area it's hot. It's expensive, but further that way it's not like expensive as far as to buy the properties, but the resale is close to the same. So people are starting buying there. So the guy that I'm having do this, he maps. Well, actually, the guy that I'm having do this, he actually works for a solar company.
Hmm.
So I told him, you know what? Well, you're already doing the work. You're already knocking on doors because that's what they do. They knock on doors to deliver their promotions, right, for the solar company. He
Yeah.
said, might as well just here, just every time you drop one, it's 10 cents. I pay them 10 cents per drop, and then just make sure you put your name on the back. And if they call me and it's a door hanger and it has your name, then I'll pay you $500 once we buy it.
Good.
So he's like, cool, man, that works. And he's like, if you have another friend of yours that does the same thing, let me know. Again, I'll do the same deal with him.
So he's already doing that for you?
Yeah, he's already doing the door hangers.
Okay, good. Yeah.
So and that, but it's only one guy again. If it's I think on a 8 hour shift, like he works on Saturday and Sunday, just for me. Um, I think he can probably drop close to like 140 in a probably like an 8 hour shift, just walking.
Huh. That's
So
good.
so that's what and so it's probably around like 30, 140. Yeah, it's like maybe what is it? How much is that? Like 140 bucks, like $10. Yeah, like $15 a day just for walking.
Huh.
And plus
Yeah.
that what's it called, the return of if we do buy a property, he gets $500.
Right.
But yeah, and again, and everything else is still consistent. Again, the I'm putting everything on IRA reply. So I've been digging down on the IRA replies, do the flows for the texting for the what's it called, for the like for my driving for dollars. Like yesterday, I had sent my lady that does my driving for dollar. What's it called? The breakdown. I think it was like uh, 20, 20 properties that when I went to go see another property, I found. So she's gonna put it in there, and then once I get the skip trace, and I'm gonna put in a reply. I'll start texting it, and then I'll have Enrique start dialing it just to see dialing will do better. And it's being dialed from a different number.
Good. So what made you decide to move to REI reply like everything now?
Just again because well, it's just first of all, when I got this already reply a while ago when it first started, but it wasn't that great. It was too glitchy yet. Like it was a brand new service, so it was too glitchy. It wasn't screaming like how it is right now. And then I was like, and then when it came back at the same price, you know what? Let me try it again. So I literally just reactivated my account, and then they set up my Tulio and everything. I was like, let me text, and I started texting, and I started understanding better the flows as far as the follow-ups, because when you logged into the first area reply when it first started, it was kind of like overwhelmingly complex to set it up. But
Right.
this time it's super easy. So either it got easier or I just got smarter with getting into the business from a year, almost 2 years ago. So that's what I did. So I started doing blasting those, and I was like, okay, how many numbers I gotta get to dial 1,000, which was 5 numbers. So then I started doing that. I was like, you know what? And then I was going back and forth between Podio and this, and I was like, well, I need to. And then this guy that's in the group with Justin, he said that he started dialing with Aria Reply,
Yeah.
and then I was like, you know what? At first, let me do the texting, and then after I kind of like got the hang of the texting and doing the flows, I started looking into the calling. And I was like, oh, that works too. And then I was like, and then was like a week ago, I was looking at a Podio YouTube video about adding the phone lines to be able to phone text from an email from the Podio just by doing the automation. I was like, wait a second. It took me a while to actually recognize, well, our reply already has that, but our reply for a CRM is kind of complex. So I was like, how can I add my Podio leads here and be able to track it on a daily basis for what's next? Because
Mm.
Podio is really easy like that. You can just do filters, right? So I was like, so I use the tags. So I put the Podio, I call them all Podio leads. And then I do by month, August 13th, and I pull the screenshot for August 13th, and I just work all those.
Right.
On the ones that I'm doing that I'm actually texting out on the conversation side, like I'm doing the general blast. Once it becomes an offer made, I tag it as offer made, and I tag it as Podio leads, and I put a follow up on
Okay.
it August 30th. So that means now when I do a search for Podio leads, it's there. So now that I do the Podio and then I do the month and I do the date, those leads are there were regular leads that come there, and it shows you what type of lead it came from. So that was a way that I was like, let me transition into that, and I started doing that. I started working. Again, it's still like in a work in progress, but it's all in one. I'm able to look at what I have as far as leads pending, what's the contracts, etc.,
Yeah.
and then that again that helps me a lot.
You never tried batch leads, right? Batch leads, I tried once. Batch leads were really good before.
Yeah, no, I never tried it. I don't know how much. I know what's it called. Uh, Aria Reply is $49 a month. I don't know what batch. I don't know what batch costs. And again, the SMS should be 70% of a penny per text, so it's super cheap as well.
True.
So that's why I like it. It's super cheap. It's convenient. It's all in one. I can email, I can text, I can call. I can use it as a CRM. I can use it as a follow up. The way that I can program also text on that one is just it's a little bit more what's it called, not detailed, but more steps to do. But you can still program text for the future. Uh, they need to add that feature on the actual when you're on the actual lead instead of having to do it outside the lead.
Right. Right.
But it works. Again, I like it. I like it. It's working. I want to start improving it, and then once I'm doing that, I want to start having one of my VAs do some of the calls that I can do as far as the follow-ups to test her. I can give her a login. She can log in and do some one by one dials just to do follow-ups. The same thing with Enrique, the one by one dials. So I want to use Sencall as just the blaster one, the like the one that you can dial 12 numbers at once just to try to filter down what's available. And then I reply to actually call one by one on the ones you already touched.
Hmm. No,
Yep.
makes sense. Good. Yeah, good system.
So yeah. Also, again, I don't know if you don't have Facebook, right? We started a dispo company. So again, if anybody has a deal that wants to dispo it as far as let's JV on it, let's get that money. Again, shutupmoney.com/JV. That's where you can send your deal, submit them, and then we'll find you a buyer and get you the first check. I think that's the biggest struggle. Like I told you, Mac, you find the deal, lock the deal up. You don't want to struggle at your first deals. You don't want to struggle as far as doing the hard work or also finding a buyer. For some people, it might be fast and easy. For some people, it's not. But if you want to focus on just getting contracts and getting deals on the line, then don't lose too much focus on the acquisition side just because you want to dispo. Just bite the bullet, pay the JV to find you the buyer and get money in your pocket, and then little by little, once you know your buyers, etc., then you don't have to dispo no more. But the
Right.
first thing, like if I would have had that, the first thing I would have done just focus on getting deals, locking them up, locking them up, locking them up, and have the dispo deal with the disposition. Not
Yeah.
worry about anything. Eventually, once you start learning and everything, you can take on the disposition now because now you have vetted buyers that have actually bought in your deals before.
Yeah,
So that's why we started the dispo company, because a lot of people are getting deals or getting close to getting a deal, but the hard part is going to be able to actually get a buyer for the deal.
that is cool, man. That is good. So you guys, you Justin and the other guys started, right?
Yeah, the team, the Shadow Money team,
Yeah,
we need to do this again, because we're teaching these people how to do something, but once they get the deal, they're still gonna struggle how to get a buyer, because it's hard. If you're fresh, I know it's easy saying you follow the steps and you get the deal. It's still hard. It still takes hard work.
yeah, it
So, so,
does.
so if you have just like a cup of water of energy, you don't want to use it in actually trying to find a buyer for your deal. Just keep on doing the same thing, learning the acquisition side, how to talk to sellers, how to come to the right price, how to negotiate, how to close over the phone, and then have the dispo just do the dispo part. Once you learn everything here, you can let loose here and then go and try and find some buyers on your side.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, but again, like I was telling the guys, I have a deal in Little Rock that we're doing dispo for, and again we'll see once we get it closed out. Again, I'll put it in the group as far as how I locked it up and how I use the dispo to use the dispo, and not worry about having to deal with the buyer somewhere. Because again, I'd rather take 5K instead of trying to get 10 and not get anything, because I get tired and then I don't get to get new more deals because I'm trying to find a buyer on a market that I'm not from.
Mm.
Once I'm seasoned enough that I can build relationships with those buyers locally in another markets, and yeah, I wouldn't mind just calling those buyers up. Hey, I got a deal. Do you like it? Yes, perfect. If not, just go on to the next one. But for
Yeah.
now, I just want to focus on the I'm focused on the acquisition and focus on the getting my systems right, so where it works.
No, yeah, that's valid. That's really good. Well, are you guys gonna present anything to the whole team?
Like I was telling the people, just make sure that people know about it. Like when you're in the like in the lives like this, make sure people what's it called, you let them know, you know what, hey, you can, we're teaching you how to find deals, we're teaching you how to talk to people. If you guys want to know how to want to display, do you have a contract deal, again, let's display, let's get you money in your pocket, let's get money in your pocket, and then once you get money in your pocket, then you can either keep on doing the dispo with it with a third party company like us, or if you feel comfortable enough to display in your deal, then definitely. Again, the main thing that we want to make sure we put money in your pocket so that you prove the concept that wholesaling works, or that lease options works, that sub two works.
Yeah. Speaking of which, this whole momentary thing, right? They extending until September again. Um, how how can we monetize? When they open up those foreclosures.
Okay,
Um.
as far as the foreclosures, again, there's not that really that many people that, like, we have a cycle, right?
Hmm.
So
Right.
on average, again, I was hearing a guy, we've only have like around 500K more foreclosures or past due accounts than we usually have on average for the
Mhm.
previous years. It's not like when they say, oh, it's 2 million people are defaulted. Well, we usually have like 1.5 million on average. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just the COVID bumped it up to 2 million, right? But if you look at the USA, USDA, FHA, VA, all these people, they don't want people to foreclose. They don't want how people to lose their houses. So they're doing the streamline modifications, which means that these people, if they are under forbearance and they were past you, let's say the forbearance started like in April when they got the approval for the forbearance, but they were still past due. Let's say they were 3 months past due and then they went into the forbearance. If they had the forbearance for 18 months, 10 months, whatever it was, once they get out, they're gonna get offered a streamlined loan modification where they can put that money in the back, lower their payments, their principal and interest up to 25%, and then keep on going making the payments. The downside, the downside of this is that they're gonna be extending the contract. The upside is that they get to keep their house.
Yeah.
And the thing about this is, like, eventually, let's down the road, let's say 30 years on the road, you might be able even to negotiate that second lien to get removed, because banks are flexible. Banks are collecting a lot of money on your account already.
Mm.
So those are not going to get foreclosed. That's FHA, VA, and USDA loans. The ones that let's say might not qualify for this, because remember, this loan modifications are going to be streamlined. No docs. All you can do is I want to apply for the loan modification. Perfect. They'll check. Okay, we can do this. Extend it. Reduce it. Do you agree? Yes. They'll send you a notary public document to get notarized. You sign it, and then they automatically get everything done. So it's not like the old loan modifications that you had to submit paperwork and sign and this and that. And that was, I think, only 10% of the previous loan modifications when it first started back in 08, 09. Only 10% since then had only get approved. This one's, I'm pretty sure, like 90% are going to get approved. Because, again, the administration doesn't want to have another 08, 09 moment where you get a bunch of properties getting foreclosed. So I don't think there's gonna be like a massive foreclosures. There are gonna be some where they don't what's it called? They don't qualify. Or not that they don't qualify. They go into loan modifications, but then when they get the like 2-3 month trial that they default, then those will go into foreclosure. But it's gonna be normal. It's not gonna be like tons and tons and tons like people say. Because if you follow, I follow an attorney from Miami. That he's a bankruptcy attorney. And a foreclosure attorney, and yeah, that's what they're doing. They're trying to make it as easy as possible to keep a person in the house. If the person for any reason says, you know what, I don't want to use the modification because I don't want to extend my contract, etc., then by the bullet, there's two ways you can do it: either pay off the past due, or lose it. Again, if you don't want to modify it, they're giving you the option of modifying it, but it gets added to the back end. But again, I don't think there's going to be a big influx of those properties getting what's it called, getting foreclosed in that massive that they're saying, oh, it's going to be an influx. It's not. They're not going to make, again, the administration is not going to allow it to happen. Because if that happens with the inflation that we're going through right now, with the price of things going up like crazy, if that happens, then trust me, it's going to be a collapse over everything. That's the big domino that you don't want to let go. If you let go of that domino and you let it fall, that's it. That's it. That's an 08 plus, because it's going to be crazy. But I don't think it's going to happen. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Sorry, my phone wanted to go. See you guys hear me. Am I still on? I know my signal sometimes fades more than it should. Let me check real quick.
My thing got mute. Do you hear me?
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I got to hear you.
Good, good, good.
Perfect. So yeah. So again, that's basically it, man. Again, I don't think it's gonna get to a place where they get a, what's it called, uh, that foreclosure momentum, that mountain. That I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that the government will allow it to happen again, because it was a government fault. The government did this, uh, so they'll find a way to get it fixed where it gets remedied and doesn't get affect the economy like that. It's again, trust me, it'll kill the economy if that happens.
Yeah. Vern is on.
Burn on. Let me check real quick. D Shields guest. How you doing? Hello, Shields. I don't know how to say that last name. I apologize. So that deal that I told you about, that took me a year. I don't know. You saw the text. Oh, you're not in the group. And you know, on Facebook. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
So that one took me. Yeah, it's like 13 months to lock it up and get it closed, right? And now she's selling me her 5 units at a really really good price.
That is
Uh,
good, man.
so again, it's just a matter of, and that's a Mighty Text. Again, that's Mighty Text all the way. That's what they did. Again, it was able to allow me to do the follow-ups until it closed. And now I got this. Oh, I need to text her. Let me see if she hasn't responded. She's out on vacation. So what's your name? Check. 15 messages. There you go. So let me show it to you. Let me guys see it. You see the last part of the text.
Right. See.
So I was like, okay, I can do the price that you're asking. I'll try to save some money on what I wanted to do. Let me send you the contract. Oh, sorry, let me send you the contract, and then she's gonna be what's it called? Uh, she'll reply to my text and to my contract, and then lock it up. That one I'm gonna take it down myself, because it's a good deal, and then I'll sell it eventually down the road. Because right now, if I buy it at the price that I'm getting it at, it's probably worth around like 360, 390.
How you
So
gonna get the funds for that?
I'll probably get hard money on it. Well, it's not hard money; it's private money. The guy that I told you that my lady that does my owner finance that she connected me with,
Hmm.
he's gonna probably get this deal done.
Okay.
And then once I do that, they ask me for a small down payment. I think he wants 10% down. Once I do that, I establish it, raise the rents to where it needs to be at. Like I think she has them at 450. But if you look at the location, it's not like it's super nice. She never
Yeah.
increased the rents. So literally, you don't have to do anything to it. I think you can just get it for 650 a month. It's 5 units, 650 a month. What does that look like? Let's see.
And you
It's
didn't even negotiate with her. She gave a price and you just took the price. You didn't negotiate down.
She told, well, yeah, I wanted to negotiate to 200,000, but she's selling it to me at appraised value from the county. You see
Mhm.
how you anchor that price for the county?
Yeah.
Because when she first told me uh, about it, she texted me, but I switched phones, so I don't have it in this thread. She's like, oh, I looked at the address. Okay, so I asked her, how much are you asking for it? And she's like, well, I don't know. Then I texted her, well, I see the appraisal county last year in 2020, they appraised it at 230. Is that a fair price? He's like, well, now I have a 245. So I was like, okay, that's what she's looking for. Like I tell you, if you buy anything like in my area at a county value, you're good already.
Wow.
And the plus for this lady is that she has not, what's it called? She has not done any raise of the rents
Yeah.
for like a long time. It's because again, she's not an investor. She's not an active investor. She just got that deal and she was able to keep it and rent it. And she just had the contracts for like 3 4 years ago. She never did like the schedule. You know what? This year I'm gonna raise it to 550. And then this year we're gonna raise it to this much. What
Mhm.
does it say? So there is a streamlined loan modification. Which do you think is better, short sale or stream? Again, short sales are gonna be like pulling teeth. Again, it's because again you're asking the bank to take a loss, unless the property again for the streamlined loan modifications to keep the person in the property. They're not doing inspections, they're not doing walkthroughs, they're not doing anything. They're just telling you, hey, do you want to loan modify it? Yes. Okay, we can do this. We can lower your again. Their target is to lower their principal and interest payments by 25%, not the taxes or the insurance, just the principal and interest. So let's say your principal and interest payment is $1,000. Their target is to lower it to like 750 and to extend the contract. Whichever one that works better. Let's say they can't lower it too much, but they can extend it a little bit. That it makes them reduce the payments by 25%. Then perfect. They'll lock it up. You agree to this? Yes. They'll send you basically a document saying you're agreeing to loan modify it and this. And you sign it. And that's it. Automatically, it gets what's it called? Uh, it gets modified. So and again, the what's it called? The short sales again. If banks are only gonna do a short sales, they have to do an inspection or they have to do. It has to. I don't know the process, but I think more or less the process has to be. It has to be listed for a while. It has to show like a BPO that make sure that it was worth this, the condition report, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of more things. But if you as an investor, short sales might be your way. But also as an investor, the person literally cannot afford that payment of the loan modified. Let's say they were paying $1,500, but she no longer has a job. The person, the lady or the guy doesn't have a longer job. But you can get in there, get a letter of authorizations and negotiate that. And if it works, and then now your loan modification payment is gonna be $800, but you can rent for 1,600. I wouldn't mind having her sign the deed over to me, and then I'll pay them on the loan modification as long as I can sign for the agreement. I'll cash flow that property until it pays off. So you know what I mean. So it's better both ways. You'll find a way to make money because some of these people, unfortunately, they can't go back to their regular jobs because it's no longer there, or etc. So they can no longer pay the regular payments they were paying before, even after the loan modification went down to as far as the payment went down. So they had to either return it to the property or get an investor like that we know of, or like ourselves, that you know what, let's do this. I'll give you, let's say, 5K for you, so you can go on to the next property. But I need to do this. I need to keep your house under your name. I need to you to sign the loan modification agreement, and I'm gonna pay it until I pay it off. So again, if they say yes, perfect. You got a property it looks good. You already saw it. It gets modified to get current. You don't worry about that. Your target here is to rent it out or to owner finance it out. So let's say new payment's gonna be $1,100 per se with taxes and insurance, and they added the past due, which is 20K. So now they owe 150 in it, right? And let's say you can owner finance it for 170 with 20K down. You do that all day because your the loan that you do for owner finance, you're gonna charge it like 9 to 10%, but you're getting charged 1 or 2% on the back end. Let's say 2, because they also want to reduce the interest on your original loan. So you're cash flowing in the middle. You can owner finance it, and you can still, again, you're being ethical because you don't owe more than what you're lending it out to a new owner finance buyer, and you're cash flowing in the middle, and you get the big chunk. Because my lady, like the ones that I find, I owner finance it with 25, 30K down. She keeps 5, I keep the rest. So again, there's ways. If you know what how the system's gonna work to keep these people in their house, and you know that maybe these people want to be able to, they don't want to keep making that payment because even the reduction of the payment is not enough for them to be able to be comfortable. And if you know how to talk to them, you know what? Well, we can do this, but it's up to you. Again, if you want to, you don't want to ruin your credit. Let me do this. Let me do that. Perfect. Again, you're there to no to you, and then say, I want to do that. I don't want to just lose the house and ruin my credit. I want to be able to do something with it. Perfect. You know what I mean?
I have
What's
I
it
have to
called?
jump. I have to jump, brother. But thanks for the heads up, and we keep in touch.
Definitely, man. You have a good day, man.
So
So yeah, again, yeah. So again, short sales. I was reading your comment. Um, Short sales work, but I think if you know how the loan modifications are gonna be able to get structured out, again, it's a gold mine for you to make money. Because if you can allow the owners to know that, you know what, you might get help like this and like this, but your payment is still gonna be this much. You know what, I can't make that payment. Well, allow me to do this, and in return you get $1,000, $2,000 to go on to your next property that you want to rent, etc., etc. But at least you don't ruin your credit, because even if you don't modify it and it goes to foreclosure, you're gonna ruin your credit. There's no way around it. It will ruin your credit. During the forbearance, there's no reporting on the bad reporting on the account on the credit scores because it's under forbearance. So yeah, man, the shields. Yeah, again, there's tons of opportunities to do like that. Yeah, short sales. Again, I've never done them. I've heard people that have done them. I know it's a lot of time. It's time consuming. You gotta know your shit. It is possible. There is a guy in the group that offers that. You just send him the lead. He pays you for the lead once they close. But if you know how to do it, then that's something that I want to know. At least, maybe not to do it, but at least to know how to talk to the bank when I what's it called, when I talk to them about a house that's past due, when I have the letter of authorization. Um, but yeah, again, there's a lot of, again, like I was telling you guys, like I always tell people, if you're in real estate, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to make anything work. When they were saying, well, they're gonna, like, one of the arms of real estate is wholesaling. Well, they're gonna make wholesaling illegal, or you have to do whatever, what's it called, or you have to get a license. You'll find a way to get around it. Now, there's all this talk about novations. I done novations, but I didn't know that's what it was. where you basically you hotel the property, and you go straight to the buyer with, on retail. There's an extra little steps you got to do with the power of attorneys. I still got to find out on how to do that. But again, basically what I was doing, like let's say let's say this buyer, this seller, they owe 100. I'm buying it for 120 or 110. You know what? I'll pay you 20K. You know what? Let me pay you 20K as far as the your equity. You walk out, but I get a power of attorney, a letter of authorization, and now I'm talking on your behalf, and then I just put it in the market. Again, that's what I was doing with the power of attorney. But no, the novations, again, this probably has some other contract, etc. There are some trainings out there that I'm probably thinking of getting just to learn how they do it and what paperwork they use. Because if it's easier than what I do, then definitely. But it's all about having the rapport with the client. You know what, ma'am? Yes, I'm gonna pay you 120. You owe 100. You know what? I'm a little bit short on funds today for the next month or two because my properties haven't sold. But let me do this. I owe you 120 from your equity because your payoff is 100. You know what? I'll pay you 20K. Let's sign the paperwork over to me. I'll handle all the transactions and then give me a month and it'll sell and then I'll pay off the mortgage. How does that sound? Perfect. But this is where you create the rapport with the seller to make sure that they trust you because I mean you don't want to do a bad service to the client and end up not being able to do that. If you know the property is worth more as far as like this in retail, and the seller's not willing to wait to go to retail and go through all the inspections and all the what's it called those showings and etc. and paying the mortgage, you know what? Let's cash out her equity. You know what? From now on, I'm gonna pay the mortgage. I'm gonna pay the insurance. I'm make sure that it's clean. So when I sell it at the market, people can come and see it with no disruption to you because I know showings are hectic because you got to leave the house or for like an hour or two. And if you have three showings, and then what if you go all the way to the closing and about to close, and now the buyer messed up and what's it called got a new credit line and then ruin his approval. Again, all these things can happen, and sometimes people just write, you know what, I don't want to deal with that. Give me just this. Give me 20K. I'll sign everything over to you, and then you go from there. But there's a lot of deals out there. Again, like I have another one that came in yesterday that I'll probably lock it up. Where is this one? So we were texting yesterday for like 40 minutes. Let me see. I think I added it here. Sure will. So we were texting on that one. So the house is probably worth as is. Again, I haven't seen the condition in the inside, but just based on what she was telling me, probably like 230, 229, 225 around there. Uh, she wants to relocate, so she wants to leave the area. I was telling her, you know what, I anchored at, you know what, I know that the what's it called the appraisal has it, the county appraisal has it at 185. She's like, oh, I already did an appraisal, it's 190. Okay, perfect. And then while we were talking, you know what, I can do 150. And he's like, oh, whoa, wait a second. He's like, based on your numbers as far as the commission, etc. Uh, you're making 20K. Like, yeah, I gotta keep the business rolling. I can't pay you your price and then I'm making money in the back end. Again, we're not getting rich on your property. I'm just making 10 to 15% on the money that we buy your house for. And I have her here. Watch. Where is it? Right here. So that's where she's telling me. You look at it, she's telling me that, and like, you know, I understand. So again, she was probably at 172, 22, 172. So she's at 172, I'm 152. So there's 20K difference. Even if I lock it at 160, again, the same thing. Get a private money guy, get a down payment in there, go in there, do maybe less than 3K and just paint him, cleaning it up, list it. It'll probably sell for like 219. And after everything, I have my guy that's an agent that gives me a reduction on the what's it called the commission. If I come out at, let's say, 94% after everything's said and done. That's 205 minus 160. That's 45. Let's say minus 10K in fees and everything. You're making 35K on that deal. I can also owner finance it as far as keep it up, buy it at 160 at a, let's say with this private guy is probably going to charge me like 6%. Owner finance it at 220, 230 with 30K down at 9% with a 3-year balloon, and then you cash flow in the meantime. You're still making money from the difference between the 160 payment and the 200K payment, and then you made money in the upfront with the down payment. And then once they find a, I'm pretty sure they'll find a buyer. They'll find a bank to lend them the actual money to bring it down the interest to 3% instead of the 9. Then you cash out the middle. So it's just a matter of knowing how to structure the deals that gets you paid. Yeah, Mighty Texas again. Mighty Texas, man, that's amazing. Mighty Texas, trust me, it has made me at least 100K since I got it, at least. And that's not giving a fair what's called appreciation, um, because again, just the two examples. This one that I just closed a while ago, I made 11,000 on it through Mighty Tex. The one that through that one I found the new deal, and I'll probably eventually make like 100K on that deal. That's 110K, and that's being conservative with those numbers. Because if it does rent for 650 a unit, 650 times 5 divided by 0.01, the bank will lend you around 325, 3 something on that deal all day, because again it's worth that. And again, if I can buy it and then you can do the same thing. You owner finance the note on the big the fiveplex, and if not, you just basically do the same thing on the other ones. So there's multiple ways of getting into the deal, and there's multiple ways of getting on the deal. I can buy it at 245, close it, and now I paid this guy, and I'm 20K into the down payment, and now I can either list it for 360, 390 above, because right now everything's going like crazy in my area. 390, if I sell it at 360, that's 100K in the middle that I'm making. So it's just a matter of knowing how to structure the deals. So what is your strategy for selling on finance? Well, it's basically what I do is most of the deals that I've done, if not all, they've been deals that I can take over with close to zero down payment. People want to walk away. People are in foreclosure or they're pre-foreclosure. I just got to get a current. The forbearance helped me a lot. And then what I do, I get the property, like this property in Westico that hopefully I close tomorrow on Monday on it. I'm getting it for a really good price. I think it's like 123. I sold it already at 175 with 25K down. So 175, 25K down, the guy owes me a 150. 9% interest on the 150. I think the payment is like 1,700 with everything. He pays me insurance and taxes, and he pays the insurance by himself. Um, Once I buy it at the 123, let's say I'm in it at 110 with the down payment, etc. I'm paying a 110 price, what's it called, on the purchase price, but I'm getting paid on a monthly basis at the 150 price. I already collected 25K down, which I only kept 5. I only kept 20 because 5 goes to the lady that finds me the buyers, and just cash flow it. Let's say the payment on the 120 on the 110 is 1,000, and the payment on the remember the original owner of the new loan is gonna escrow the account, so they're gonna charge me taxes. So I'm making around 1,700 in the middle for 3 or 4 years, for 3 years, because I have a balloon for 3 years, and plus the 20K down on down payment. So for let's say $500, $500 times 30 times 12, that's 6,000. 6,050, that's 18,000. So you're making 18,000 for the next 3 years, or for 6,000 per year per se, plus the 20K down, and then still when he tries to pay you off, he still owes you like 40K in the middle. So again, you see how structuring the deal makes sense. Like this one, he's getting me this lady is getting me a private money lender that I can probably get really good terms because it's private. He's not an institution. He's a person that has money and just wants to put it on a property. So again, that's basically how I try not to rent unless there is a house that I'm doing where the lady can get clean title on it. She can get clean. She cannot get clean title for her life. Like, and it's crazy how it is. I've been like on this deal for like almost 2 years, and it's still vacant. So I told you know what, let's do this. Don't sell it to me yet, or rent it to me. But the rent money will go towards paying the taxes on it because she's paying taxes and cleaning it up. So I think she owes like around, it's like around 1,800 bucks a month, 1,800 bucks a year in taxes. So it's like 130, 140 a year, 140, 150 a year for taxes. So I'm paying her rent. It's gonna be like around what, like 200 bucks. But mainly the money is gonna go to the taxes. The property is not livable right now, but if I put 5K into it, I can rent it for like around 800 bucks. And she's like, well, the attorneys tell me that I cannot sell it. Yeah, you're not giving me title. You just rented it to me. It's like you rented me a lot. In the meantime, you're getting the house kept. You're getting the taxes paid. You're getting the what's it called, the past due taxes. I'm gonna start making arrangements to it, so because she gets notifications for a tax sale. So if at the end of the day I'm all into this property at 5K plus the monthly, if I rent it for 800 in 1 year, I'm back my money. I have all my money back. So the rest of the years is just monthly cash flow to me. And then let's say worst case scenario, somebody comes and tells me you gotta get out. I talk to the lady, hey Viola, what's going on? Oh, this guy's a relative of mine. And he's upset that this happened. Okay, perfect. I'll just move. I'll tell the tenant, hey tenant, I got a and usually my tenant's gonna be rent month to month. Hey tenants, you gotta leave. I'll get you a month, and I move out. I made my money already. Just make sure that as long as I have it for 1 year, and I tell her, like Viola, this property has been like this for almost 10 years, same condition. You think in the next year someone's gonna come and fight you for it? What are the odds in that? She's like, probably not. Then it's probably not. So again, knowing what to do with the property, that I was like telling her, the thing that you don't want is to have the property just being like that. You're getting liens from the city because you didn't cut the grass. You're getting taxes getting paid on a monthly basis that you don't pay, so they get added up. You get fees from the monthly taxes that don't get paid on the previous years, and the house is unkept. It's unlivable. Let me take the risk. Let me pay the taxes. Let me pay to cut the grass, etc. Let me fix the house a little bit, and let me rent it. You're not getting any money because I got all the money that I gotta pay you. I'm gonna pay it towards the taxes. I'm gonna pay it towards the house to get it ready to go. So again, that's another strategy that I'm doing with that one. And if it works, I'll tell you guys. You know what? I did this, and again, if I can cash flow it at what, 700 bucks a month, or let's say after I pay taxes, I get 400 bucks a month. That's 400 bucks a month on what's it called? Something that I just strategized it. I was able to structure it. So again, it works. It works if you know how to do the structuring of the process, and just talking to the seller, because you don't want to convince them that you're the best option. You just gotta tell them, you know what, hey, this is what's going on. You know what, you don't have title. I don't want, and me ethically, I cannot buy it and sell it with that title that's clouded. That's why people get in trouble, because they try to do that. They try to sell a property that they cannot be sold. So you know what? I don't want to buy the house. I want to rent them for you. You can contracts can be rental contracts can get expired, and then that's it. So let me do this. And he's like, well, it sounds like it's win-win. Like, he's like, I'm gonna run it by an attorney. Yeah, definitely. Just tell the attorney, can I rent the property? That's it. Don't tell them that. Don't tell them that what's it called? That you're trying to convey the property's title. Like, oh, I just want to rent the property. Can I do that? He's like, he's not probably. I'm pretty sure he's gonna guarantee you to say yes. Now, if it's the attorney that's trying to make you pay the 10K for the probate, then he might say, well, you can't do that. Legally, you can. Someone that's ethically and has the best interest to the seller, he will tell you, you know what? Yeah, you're not transferring title. You're just what's it called? Renting it. So yeah. Again, so that's what I'm gonna do with that one. It's a pretty bad house. Again, it's rough, but I'm thinking with 5K, cleaning it out, fixing the walls, patching the walls, and painting it. That's it. That can rent. It's a really good location. That can rent any day for 800, 850, because it's a house. So yeah, that's gonna be my strategy for that one. And that's another mighty text follow up that I've been doing. That I just every month, once I schedule it for a month or two in advance, and once they reply to me, I check they told me, and then if we don't come to an agreement, I set another follow up for another month, a month and a half, and then I keep on doing it, until again eventually it works and I lock it up. Well, again, remember when you rent, there's no you're not even dealing with title. You're renting it. It's a rental. You don't care. You don't care about what's it called. Um, when it's a rental, you don't care about anything. You don't care about title. You're just renting it. A rental agreement. You don't care if they own it or they don't own it. You renting it. You have a rental agreement. So you don't go into title or anything. I tell her in the meantime, you do your stuff with your family. Make sure that try to fight them and to get them on the same page. And then once they're all on the same page, that all the paperwork is ready for you to transfer title and sell it, then get back to me. Let's negotiate on the price, and then I'll buy it from you. And that's pretty much it. So again, that's what I'm doing with that one, and it works. It works. But yeah, guys, keep on doing. Like I was telling you guys, just again, you gotta keep it consistent. And now we're offering that service as far as the JV at the shutupmoney.com/JV. Again, find a deal. Don't worry about the dispo. Just find a deal, push it over. Let's get you paid. Let's get some money in your pocket, and then you keep on working on your acquisitions and learning how to talk to people, locking it up, and setting in contracts. Once you comfortable enough, you know what, JV guys, I don't need you guys no more. Perfect. You learn how to do your own deals already. You master it. It's like a prop parent. Yeah, go ahead, go on your own now. You can go on your own, find your own buyers. But again, one of the main things that I had when I was getting into this is like it's hard enough to get a seller to sell you at the right price, and then you have to deal with finding a buyer. I know for some people it might be easy, but for some people it's not. Um, so yeah, what's up, man?
Yo, Arturo, what's up, bro? Real quick, what are ways you can get somebody out of their VA loan? Because I'm talking to somebody and like they're trying to get out of it, and in order to qualify for another VA loan. So, just wanted your thoughts on that.
So they have a mortgage with VA. The only way that they can do that is I don't think VAs allows you to do assumption of loans. There were some before. There were some loans that were assumable, but if you need this person to no longer be in the name, that's what I'm assuming that you want to be no longer in the name of the title, right? A name of the mortgage.
Yeah,
Yeah, he needs to pay it off.
gotcha. Okay,
That's the only way. Because if he wants to qualify for another VA loan, if that's one of the requirements that there has to be no other loans under his name, then literally you have to pay it off.
gotcha. Okay, all right. Thanks, man.
Definitely, my guy. But yeah, man. Thank you for guys for logging in today. The Shield, can you tell me something real quick that you learned from today's lesson? Just a quick sentence so I can see if I can improve on my next life. I know you're typing. You're probably busy at work or something. But yeah, again, just make sure that you keep on doing the do. Like I was telling Vernon and everything. Like it's consistency. You just gotta do it consistently. A lot of people they start real good. Like it's like going to the gym. Like the first week of the year, you start real good, and then the month comes in. Like I don't want to go no more. I don't want to wake up early no more. One of the things that I did, because again, I struggle sometimes to wake up for the gym, just for the gym, not for anything else, just for the gym. If I have an appointment for something else, I have a hard time. But I paid this guy for a month for 4 months. I paid him $1,200 to train me for the gym, right? To train me. So one of my classes were at 6:15 in the morning. So I had to wake up at 5:30 consistently for 4 months to be able to go to the gym for him with him. Now I like the way he trained, but the main thing that I wanted to learn as far as to improve as a habit is waking up early.
Mm,
Waking up early at 5:30 because again, you wake up early only when you have a what's it called? Only when you have an appointment, or only when you have man, I'm paying this guy because if you break it down, I was paying this guy $23 for an hour to train me. So it's like shit, I'm waking up for that. I don't care. I'm going to that. So that I had to literally pay $23 to learn the habit of waking up early. So after 4 months, I was able to just I ended the I we're almost close to ending his training, but I was left with the what's it called, with the habit of waking up early.
Nice.
So I paid him $1,200 to teach me a habit of waking up early.
Right.
Because if you wake up early, you exercise like in your days. Awesome. Sometimes I was waking up around 7:30 in the morning. It's still early, but I was still like my little motor was taking a while to start going. If you wake up at 5:30, you maybe you feel like shit for the first hour to 6:30, but once you're after the gym, you're already going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's what I had to do. I had to pay this guy $1,200 to teach me
Right.
how to learn how to do this. Uh, but yeah, guys, again, thank you, man, for logging in. The shields as well. Again, if you got any questions, let me know. Again, go on the lives on tomorrow, and let's have a successful day. Again, that guy that has the VA, the only way he can get out is he has to pay it off,
Gotcha. All right.
or maybe go conventional. You don't have to go straight VA.
Yeah. Maybe I'll offer him his mortgage balance and pay the rest off on a note or something. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely, that works as well, man.
Yep. Cool, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Definitely, man.
Take
You
care.
have a good Friday and a good weekend, guys.
Good weekend. God bless.
Likewise.